Hey everyone, Psycho here again. Now, if you watched one of my last videos when I did my computer upgrades, I said I had more coming, and I didn't lie. So today we're going to be taking a look at and installing and doing a couple benchmarks on my new GTX 1080. Stay tuned. Alright, so we'll just take a quick look at the box here. Like I say, it's the GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. This is the Founders Edition. I really like the heatsink style of these cards. I've loved them ever since like the 780. I know the 690 has one that's similar, but I didn't really take notice to the 7. So yeah, I really love this design. Plus the blower blows the heat out of the case, whereas my current card keeps all the heat inside the case, and sometimes it runs issues. So I just wanted to change it up and see what happens there. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing crazy, but we'll get into it. So here is the card. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, let's just see what we get here. So this is the little booklet of things. So you get a support guide and a quick start guide, and then you get the welcome to GeForce GTX Gaming, and basically it's a little special edition premium badge. Stick once, stick wisely. The previous owner never bothered, so I don't know if I will. I may stick that on the computer, I might put it up somewhere else. Maybe I'll stick that on my subscriber plaque, I don't know. So we got that, kind of cool. And other thing we got, which is something I was kind of concerned about, because if you look at this card, it has 3 display ports and it has 1 HDMI. Now one of my monitors is HDMI and then the other one is a DVI. So this is a display port to DVI port, which is something I'm going to be using. So I'm glad they included that, which is kind of funny because older cards, not too old, used to come with the DVI to VGA, and now it's kind of gone full circle with the DVI one. So, but like I say, I'm glad they included it because I need it for my main monitor. Alright, let's have a look at the card itself. So again, this is such a beautiful card. It is a work of art in its own merit. And like I say, GTX 1080 Ti, beautiful cooler case, whatever you want to call it, fan. You got your 4 ports, and nice back plate. Like I say, you guys know this card, you've seen, it's 3 years old, so it's nothing new, it's nothing special right now. I paid $650 for this card, which to me that's still quite a bit of money, but compared to like the RTX lineup, which is just insane. Like even to break into RTX, you need $1,000. If you find anything less than that, you're getting a bit of a deal. And especially if you want to go for like a 3080, it's like $2-3 grand or more. Like it's just bonkers. So we're gonna install this. I am gonna do some benchmarks right quick on my R9 390 to see where we're at. We'll do probably Assassin's Creed Odyssey because it has the in-game benchmark, and we'll do an older game. Far Cry Primal, that has an in-game benchmark, and we'll go from there, and then we'll see how much better this card does. So our first game we're going to do is Far Cry Primal. I picked this game because it came out in 2016, which is, you know, our R9 390 should do well on this, and the 1080 should do even better. So here's the results of the benchmark. Our minimum frames was 72, average was 89, and maximum was 100. So this card is like perfect for this game. You could probably max out your settings, get your 60 FPS, and it probably wouldn't dip too bad, and you would have a great experience with this. So we done this benchmark with Assassin's Creed Odyssey before, and we had, what was it, 46 frames a second. We did that just to see if we got any boost with the new Ryzen chip. and it didn't really give us much, but we'll just try it again, that way we have a baseline. So here's our results. It's pretty much the same as last time. We had 46, this time we got 45, we down a frame, but that's our average on high settings. Now this game is more difficult to run. It came out in 2018. It's definitely got more graphical, stuff in it, so it stands to reason that it'd be harder to run. But anyways, let's throw on 3D Mark 03 just for fun, and we'll see what we get. So we're going to run 3D Mark 03. I know some of you guys are probably thinking, like, why? I don't know. I really like the 03 version of this, and I've used it before. And it's just basically for giggles at this point. But we have 1080p. We're going to put 8 sample for anti-aliasing. Everything's kind of maxed out. And I'll skip through it, that way we don't have to watch it all. But I'll show you the first little bit, see what we get here. For Wings of Flip Fury. And we are getting 1400 frames a second. Nope, down to 500. 2500 frames a second. So yeah, this is a bit overkill for what this was, but it's just for fun. So 3D Marks give us a score of 62,553 points. So the last thing I wanted to try was Furmark. I use this a lot as well, and we'll use it at the 1080p and see how well we end up. Go. So right now we're getting 78, 79 frames per second. So our final score on Furmark is 4,032 points. We had a maximum GPU temp of 95, which is where it starts clocking down and stuff. We had a minimum of 58 frames, maximum 81, and our average was 67. Alright, so I removed my R9 390, and we'll just give you a quick little comparison here. They're pretty much the same size, at least lengthwise they're the same, but the MSI card is a little bit thicker, for sure. So that's just, the aftermarket heatsink and whatnot. So anyways, let's get the GTX in. Alright, so I got the card all installed. Everything went together pretty good. The card is pretty stiff. It doesn't flex very much in the case, which is nice. So, set that there. See if she turns on. Oh, guess I gotta turn the power supply back on. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Nice. So we'll start off with the Far Cry benchmark. I have written down the numbers, so we'll see what she runs. Alright, so 74 for minimum. On the other card it was 72. Average was 96. The average on 4 was 89, and maximum was 100, and we got 112. So not a lot extra frames, to be honest. I thought it was going to just obliterate this benchmark. But I am curious if we turn it up a little bit, because this was set on high. So what if we set it on ultra and try it again? Alright, so on Ultra 1080p, minimum was 64, average was 89, which was the same, and our max is 103, where our max was 100 before. So there you go. You basically can crank it up and you can still get perfect frame rates. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, moving on to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Last time we ran 45 frames on high. Let's see what happens this time. And we are left with 85 frames a second. That is a pretty good increase over 45. I mean, we almost doubled. We had a minimum of 41 and a maximum of 142. But what I'm kind of interested in, because we did it with Far Cry, let's crank it up on Ultra and just see how it reacts. Because high is about middle ground, so we'll put it on Ultra.
I won't let you any closer.
Ooh, that was weird.
Problem?
So max settings 1080p. So max settings 65 frames a second. So basically, yeah, I couldn't ask for no better than that. And you're getting the best experience with the best possible frame rate for this monitor. Now, I could always get a better monitor, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we're going to run 3D Mark 03 again. I'm actually curious to see just how much this goes to this time. $1,500 frames, 700, 600, 500, 1,000, 3,000 frames. Okay, I think that's definitely the first time I've ever seen 3,000 frames on this. 74,725 points. And originally we had 62,553. So, you know, 12,000 more points. I don't necessarily know what that means, but it's still a decent amount better. And lastly, we will do Furmark once again. So we are getting 160 frames at this moment. And our final score is 9,661 points, and originally we had 4,032. So over double the points on Furmark, so that's really nice. Minimum frames. Minimum was 157. Wow. And our minimum before was 58. Average was 67, and this time it is 161. Max was 81, and now it's 165. So quite a drastic improvement on Furmark. So in closing, this card has been amazing so far. I love the upgrade. I love all the extra frames. I recently just got into a game called SnowRunner. I don't know if any of you played it, but it's basically an off-roading game, and you do kind of missions and that kind of thing. It's actually not too bad of a game. And with the new card, you can run 1080p, Max, Ultra, Super Saiyan graphics, whatever. And I'm still getting 70-80 frames a second. So with VSync put on, it goes down to 60, and my card just runs like 70 degrees. So couldn't complain. But anyways, guys, that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed, comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for viewing.